Stun, lovely, solo mama chronicles. I'm writing the coast, built it from nothing. Now I'm setting the tone. Soft but I'm solid every move.
Hello, welcome back to my channel, Storm Lovely, aka Solo Mama Chronicles. Y'all, I have gained a lot of new followers, and I was not gonna do this video, this Q&A, until I got to like 100 subscribers. But I said, why not? Because a lot of my new subscribers came from my shorts. So I feel like it's a time for y'all to get to know me and share me with other people. So before we get into this video, I want to make sure that y'all grab something to drink because we're gonna sit down. Today I am drinking some peppermint and well-rested tea. So if y'all see me grabbing something to drink, it's because I'm thirsty, and I am addicted to sleepy time tea, y'all. It's so good. I be having like good ass dreams. But I really wanted to get into this video and give y'all some questions and give y'all some answers to those questions, because I know there was a lot of questions about my DV situation, and I feel like I can talk about that with this Q&A so y'all can get to know me. Y'all, I know for a fact that y'all probably wondering how old I am. I finally am getting the I'm not what's it called? I'm not 19 or 21 no more. So I'm really proud of that. I'm finally getting like, oh, you might be 25, you might be like 27, which, you know, I appreciate that. Before, I did not appreciate being called like 21 when I was 25. But I am 31 years old. I am a Pisces baby, March 8th. So I'm a true Pisces, big Pisces, you know. Yeah, so what is the next question is, why did I call my YouTube Solo Mama Chronicles? So when I originally started this video, or these YouTubes, I should say, I was just gonna be vlogging, and I love like vlogging. But before I started YouTube, I actually was doing a podcast with my best friend, and we had videos of our YouTube on YouTube of our podcast, and life be lifing, so we end up stopped doing that. And I wanted to get back on YouTube, and I feel like I'm finally aligned with like what I want to create and what I want to do. So I just was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do Solo Mama Chronicles because I am a single mother. I have a 1-year-old son, and he is my joy. I love him to death. And so that's why really I came up with the name Solo Mama Chronicles. I know that like my content is a little bit different now, because I feel like now that I created this YouTube a year ago, and I wanted to just do vlogs at first, and then I was like, you know what, I have a story time, and I feel like I should talk about it because I feel like it can help so many people. So that's why I ended up doing my DV story time. That was really hard to get through because there were so many things I had to remember, and I hated remembering those things. So I know that y'all, when y'all watch it, y'all be like, dang, like she had a lot of pauses, a lot of edits. Yeah, I had to woosah. And it took me a long time to actually get through that. It took me a whole year to get through a 6-part series, which is crazy. So that's why I came up with the name Solo Mama Chronicles. I don't think I'm ever gonna change the name. I've always been called Storm Lovely. I've been having the name since high school. Funny story is that I used to call my name Storm Lovely Davis. That was not my last name at all. I used to be loving Gucci Mane, and not that I thought he was attractive, but I just used to listen to his music all the time. So I just wanted to like change my last name, have just like a whole different alter ego. For what reason? Who does that in high school? I don't know, but I just sticked with Storm Lovely. And I also do hair. I'm a braider, and I live in Texas. So yeah, y'all, that's like the little font about me. What made me really want to share online was that like I said, like I really felt like my story time could help other people, and know that other people do go through the same situation you're in. If you're in that situation, I hope to God nobody is in that situation at all, because that's a terrible situation to be in. But yeah, that's why I really wanted to like do that to share my story. And I have so many other stories that I'm gonna come out with later, and they're not gonna be that deep. They're just funny and stuff that me and my best friend been through. And yeah, like, y'all would be very surprised, like, what, why were y'all even there in that situation? I am single. Like I said, I am a single mother. I am dating. I have a lot of story times about dating at this age, but since I am 31, I have not went through so many crazy things because my cutoff game is serious these days. And the things that I just don't tolerate no more is BS. Like, I am now the person that in the DV story time, y'all can see that I like put up with a lot of shit. So now I don't put up with anything. Like, nothing gets past me, because one thing you do wrong, you gotta go. I'm not taking it. I'm not putting up with it. I'm just not doing it no more. I think that's gonna kind of grow me actually as a person though, like to go through those situations. I believe everybody has a story that you should learn from. I know like people watch my shorts and they're like, she's just so motivated. I was never that before. I used to be like attitude, angry. I'm so much calmer. I'm a calmer spirit. And I feel like God took me through those things because I needed to grow as a woman. I needed to get back to being me and getting back to breathing. And I feel like I can finally breathe now. And I'm not someone that, I go through a lot of stuff that people don't understand that I go through. And I go through so much, but I like look at it different now. Like, it's just so many things that I can't wait to talk about and to help other women, help other men, help kids, like get through situations. So me tolerating stuff has limited the toleration, if that makes sense. Like, I just don't tolerate BS, because why should you? Don't tolerate it. If you're going through stuff right now that you're like, yeah, I should have stopped doing it, stop doing it. Okay. Another question I was asked was, am I safe now? Y'all, I am safe. I have no communication with that ex. Crazy thing is, like, for a lot of times he was trying to follow me, follow my friends. Yeah, and that had to go, because like, what? No, we're not doing that. I don't feel like I had to block that person, because I blocked millions of people, but I feel like I don't have to block or anything, because I think he got the hint. Like, I'm never going back. I never will go back. And y'all, that relationship was like 5 relationships ago or 4 relationships ago. I was young, so, and I have not been in that many relationships, surprisingly enough. I've only been in like 5 relationships, I think. Yeah, something like that. I'm really am open to dating now, because I feel like I'm in a better headspace. And I feel like when you're a healed person, you can actually date. You can actually put your best foot forward in that relationship. So yeah, it's pretty much like what I don't do and what I do and what I don't tolerate. Things that people misunderstand about DV. People always say it's so easy to get out, just leave the first time. No, it's not how it works. Like, you really have that attachment with that person. And I feel like people that have been in healthy relationships, you understand the attachments you do have and why it's harder to end that relationship, you know? But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. But you have to like leave that relationship unexpectedly when you're in a DV. Because I feel like when you're in a healthy relationship, you can basically tell that person, like, listen, A, B, and C is not working out for me. And you can go. But with DV, you gotta run out. You gotta run and be done with it. And I feel like that's hard for a lot of people to do, because now that attachment and that you're so used to trauma, you're so used to that traumatic thing happening to you that you get used to it, and you feel like the abuse is okay. And people go through their relationships like that, and you don't. You generally don't have to go through that. And so I feel like people misunderstand that a lot about domestic violence relationships. People misunderstand that you do gather that attachment, and that person is your friend, and it's hard. I don't feel like it's ever easy to relieve a relationship, but leaving a DV relationship is difficult, because you also think of like that person still can change. That little side of you feel like that person can change, and they can't. They can't change. And you just have to tell yourself that. And I feel like every woman that has been in a DV situation, or that is in one, needs to understand that you never did anything wrong. That person was just fucked up. That's just generally what it is. You can't save them. You can't change people from their addiction. You can't, like, since he was addicted to like whatever he was addicted to, that person has to want to change. And that's like in the book that I'm reading called Let Them by Mel Robbins. She says that people are going to change on their own. And I feel like when you're a caring woman or caring man, you want someone to change, and you can see the change in them. But until they see it in themselves, that's the only time that they will change. So I feel like me understanding that about DV situations, or just relationships in general, that person can't change, it helps you move on, you know? I know that it takes time, and even being in a relationship and ending it takes time. And I say take all the time that you need, because no one can rush your growth. No one can rush your process of healing. Like, only you can do that. And I advise people not to rush your healing, because it's not, you can't get underneath somebody and feel like, oh yeah, that person's gonna make me feel better, because that's not the facts. Like, you're still gonna have those triggers. You're still gonna have that, I can go back. You can't. You can't go back in a DV situation. You can't go back in a relationship that was healthy, that you know that person is not for you, you know? So I feel like people misunderstand that a lot about DV. The next question I have is, what helped me leave? What helped me leave that situation, honestly, was the friend group that I created, the friend that came back in my life. Like I said in the end of my last DV, my last part, was Cash helped me a lot, which she did. And having someone, a support system, and someone that understands you is important to leave. Even having family, like my mom was there for me. She helped me get through that situation and helped me understand my worth that I forgot that I had. And I feel like a lot of people don't have that, and that's why they stay so long in a DV situation. But I'm telling you now, if you ever need somebody to talk to, you can always reach out to me. I love to uplift people, so, you know, hit me up. But that helped. Support system and changing my mindset. Changing my mindset really did help. And like I said, my relationships after that, I don't feel like I was as healed as I am, and like I am now. I'm much a more healed person. I feel like I'm more grounded. I'm more ready to take on the world, and ready to deal with things the appropriate way, you know? So that, and then also doing something fun. Like, if fun for you is going out, which I did go out a lot, but going out, trying new things, doing different things, that can help you, you know? Like, a lot of people think that, like, oh, you not uplifting yourself, or you taking a back and getting in isolation doesn't help heal, but it does. Sometimes you have to isolate and think better for yourself. and change your mindset during that time. And I feel like that's very important to do, you know? What boundaries changed my life? The top two boundaries that changed my life, and I can speak on now because I feel like even my past relationships after that DV, I didn't have a lot of boundaries. That I had boundaries, but I didn't stick with them. And that's a big thing, sticking to your boundaries. A lot of people don't do that. And I feel like I stick to my boundaries now. Like the top two boundaries I have is if you cannot communicate and if you can't be honest. Those are two things that are a no-go for me. Honesty is a big factor. I feel like my friends are honest with me, so my man should be honest with me. I feel like communication is super important because if you have no communication, how can we have a relationship, you know? And I feel like I'm not afraid of saying what I don't want no more. I always speak my mind now. Before, I feel like I held back what I wanted and what I cared about and what I loved and what was so important to me, you know? Like, I feel like as people, we stop and we're like, what? Like, why should I have this? Like, they understand. Sometimes people don't understand until you tell them, you know? That's one thing that I really think that boundaries that I've held is having communication and even me speaking up, because sometimes I didn't because I was afraid of what they would say or afraid about what they thought about me, you know, or they would leave. Fuck them if they leave. Let them go, because who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go, you can find, it's like my mom always tells me, there is other fishes in the sea, okay? There is other people that will love you and care about you if that person doesn't. And I think we forget that, you know? What are my focus now? My focus now are being a great mom, being whole, and being more intentional. I feel like my son changed my world, you know, like I think that's another reason why I like stick to my boundaries, because he has to grow up in a stable lifestyle. And I feel like if I'm not stable, he's not gonna be stable. So it's very important to focus on that for me. I feel like tolerating things that you don't want will keep me out of that focus. And I'm focused on my mindset and being more positive and being more understanding for myself. Like, I always understand people and what they go through. So, but I don't do the same for myself. I'm hard on myself. I feel like this needs to be perfect. And I think that's why it took me so long for me to drop videos or for me to post content, because I wanted everything to be perfect. My goals in life was to like make sure everything was perfection, and that's where I failed myself, you know, like that's where I failed in myself, I should say, because I was so like, oh, it needs to be this, I gotta have that, it needs to be like, I don't want people to see me down. And I had down days. I had days where I'm like, life is not how I want it to go. So all my motivational videos is not because I think that nothing bad is gonna happen. It's because I know bad things happen, but I have to change the outlook. And that's generally what like my focus is to make sure that I'm always happy, make sure that I don't let negative things tear me down, you know? But it's it's a learning growth, I should say. And that's what I do. That's my main focus, is to make sure that my child is happy, make sure that I'm happy, and focus on my goals and focus on achieving my goals. I know that every goal is not gonna happen tomorrow, but as long as I put a foot forward to them, they can happen, you know? Okay, did your intuition try to protect me from the DV? Yes, y'all. There were so many, like, I think I even stated this in one of the videos, that I could have basically stopped a lot of things from happening. Like, I didn't have to go pick him up that day. I couldn't have to go talk to him that day. Like, there were so many times that my phone would stop working, my car stopped working, and I still made it a way to get there. And I think I was forcing too much. I was forcing a relationship that needed to be ended because I kept on wanting to see it through. And that was my problem. I need to do all of that for myself, like see things for myself and have that attention to myself. And so my intuition was really telling me, like, back up, baby, like slow down, you know? I didn't do that, y'all. I really didn't do that. And I tell people all the time, listen to your intuition. I can't talk, y'all. Listen to your intuition, because intuition is strong. Like, everybody has it in them. Men have it, women have it, kids have it, but we don't tap into that. And I think if you tap into yourself and you tap into your intuition, you tap into what you know, you can stop a lot of things happening to you. I think it's important for us to pay attention to those things. There were so many signs. Like, I know that I'm aligned, and I know that God protects me every time in every way. And I don't think I was paying attention to that. Back then, I wasn't tuned in and tapped in as I am now, you know? So, like, I had a question was, what do I want my YouTube to be about? Motivation. I want to motivate everybody that sees these videos. I want people to understand that your life can change. You're the creator of your own reality. So everything that you want is already yours. And I want people to know that life can get better if it's not good right now. I know that life is hard. I know that life can get difficult, and you wonder why things are not going the way you want them to go, but it can, you know? So that's my goals. My goals is to people to see my life and see the good and see the bad, because I know I'm probably gonna be posting a lot more, and y'all are gonna see me being mad or being sad, but I want y'all to know that, like, pick yourself up, because I'm gonna pick myself up. The only way is I can pick myself up. What's some other questions? I think that okay. Did I ever want to go back? That was a question. Because I know people were wondering, like, do they change? People do change, y'all. People do, but I don't think that person would have changed for me. I don't think that we were supposed to be together. I think that that person was in my life for a season and for a reason, and it was my lesson to learn, and I learned that lesson. And yeah, but if y'all have any more questions, anything that y'all want me to answer, please comment below. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video and getting to know a little bit about me. And I hope that y'all like, subscribe, and tell other people about this YouTube, because I'm gonna be coming a lot more with vlogs, story times. My birthday vlog gonna be coming up soon, because I'm going to Houston. I'm gonna be at the rodeo. So if you're gonna be there, make sure y'all say what's up. And I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this tea, and I hope you enjoyed your drink, and I'll see y'all next time.
Iconic, storm lovely rising, this life is chronic.